Recently, one of my viewers commented that they were starting to plan their first solo trip, and they asked if I had any tips or suggestions. I thought that was a very good opportunity for a video, so I came up with 8 tips for the first-time solo traveler. These tips are not about packing or planning or taking the right bike. Rather, they are more about starting with the proper mindset. Number 1. Start small. If you have not traveled by yourself before, do not make a 2-week trip your first solo excursion. Rather, start with a long weekend and work your way up. Figure out if solo travel is even something you enjoy. Number 2. Go slow and stop often. If you watch some of my travel videos, you will see me riding 500 miles or more in a day. But this is not the way I started or the way I prefer to ride. Sometimes it is necessary because of time constraints to throw in some long days on the highway. But if you can keep your days shorter to allow yourself time to explore and experience the areas you are riding through, your trip will be much more enjoyable. Don't get so wrapped up in the miles you need to put in that you forget to stop and smell the roses or pass by a beautiful view. Also, do not let yourself get so tired that you are endangering your health or your life. Stopping more often, especially if you are traveling alone, is the best way to keep yourself fresh. Number 3. Stay in different places. Some people just like to camp and others just like to stay in upscale hotels. There's nothing wrong with either of these choices, but I suggest taking the time to find out what works best for you. Along the way, you may find that mixing it up a little might be the best choice. I know it is for me. Camping out in the boonies can be great, but it also isolates you from other people. I know that is what some travelers want, but meeting great people can be one of the best parts of traveling. Which brings me to number 4, be open to meeting new people. As a solo motorcycle rider, I guarantee that you will be approached by people at gas stations, hotels, and restaurants. They will see your loaded down motorcycle and want to know where you are from and where you are headed. You are doing something that most people just don't have the balls to do, so they're going to be curious. These people will of course ask, quote, stupid questions, but I challenge you not to close these people down or give them the biker stink eye. Rather, be open to the conversation. I have met some really cool people by just talking to them at gas station pumps or sitting in a hotel bar. Which leads me right into number 5, be open to new experiences. This can be as simple as sampling the local delicacy or something more fun like taking the zipline tour while you're staying in the Catskills, or riding the tram to the top of Mount San Jacinto outside of Palm Springs. Remember, you are traveling. Make sure you work in some time for fun. Number 6, realize that mistakes are going to happen. Along the way, you're going to screw up. It's just part of the deal. It might be reading the GPS or a map wrong, or it might be realizing that you just brought way too much stuff. We all do that. But somewhere along the line, you are going to make a mistake or two, right? You are going to get frustrated or mad, and that's okay. Go ahead and get mad. Yell, let it out, and get over it. But once you are done, fix whatever the problem is and move on. Don't let little issues ruin your day or your trip. Believe me, I'm speaking from experience. Number 7, don't be a Scrooge and hold your pennies too tightly. Right now, I know there are some of you that are angrily pounding on the keyboards because you think that traveling by motorcycle is about doing more with less. It should literally be about sacrifice and simplicity. If that is what makes you happy, then go ahead and be as miserly as you wish. But my suggestion for the first-time solo traveler is to not be so budget conscious that it takes away from the experience and the opportunity of trying new things. Of course, we all have our monetary limitations, and I am not saying to be frivolous or to put yourself in debt. Only do what you can pay for, but try to budget a little extra for those unexpected opportunities that will inevitably make themselves known. Like trying a local IPA, or maybe staying at a slightly more expensive hotel because there is a great restaurant right next door. Trying the local brew or delicacy is part of the joy of travel. And number 8, stop being a motorcyclist and become a traveler. I know this sounds alien to most bikers, right? After all, the motorcycle is part of our lifestyle. We all know riders who only go to biker rallies and stay in biker-friendly motels and hang out at biker bars. And hey, all that is great and it can be fun. I've done that myself and I am in no way putting it down. But sometimes the most interesting things can be found outside of the expected. For example, I like museums and I like dinosaurs. I have ever since I was a kid. So I made time to go to the Museum of the Rockies on my last trip. I also planned time to visit an avant-garde art installation in Santa Fe, New Mexico. That was really cool and a lot of fun. And I guarantee there was no one else in either of those parking lots on a motorcycle or anyone dressed in biker fashion. But I didn't care. I was there to have fun and experience what the museums had to offer. Of course, I also visited a couple of great motorcycle museums as well. So what I am saying is don't restrict yourself just because you are traveling by motorcycle. It is okay to do a bit of everything and move in and out of what the expected biker activities are. Open yourselves up to be a tourist who just happens to be traveling by motorcycle.